Have you tried standing up from a chair without using your hands lately? If that simple movement feels harder than it used to, you need to hear this. Because how easily you can rise from a chair might quietly predict how long you'll live and how well you'll live. It sounds dramatic, I know, but this one movement reveals more about your future health than you'd think. I learned this the hard way. There was a day I remember clearly. I'd just finished lunch, sitting in my favorite wooden kitchen chair. I went to stand like I always had, only this time I couldn't. Not without leaning forward, not without pushing on the table, not without gritting my teeth and feeling embarrassed, even though no one else was in the room. That's when it hit me. Something had changed. My legs felt weak. My balance was off. I didn't feel in control. And that's when I started paying attention to the simple things. How I sat, how I stood, how long it took me to get off the couch. The way my knees felt when I climbed stairs. The way I avoided walking across a room unless I had something to lean on. It all seemed so small at first. But those moments, they were warnings. Because after 65, we don't always get big alarms. We get subtle signals, small losses of strength, short moments of hesitation, a little fear when we stand too fast or walk in dim light. And most people ignore those signs. They say it's just age, or I'll be fine. But what starts with one slow stand-up can become something much bigger. Here's what I've learned from doctors, research, and my own life. If you struggle to stand up from a chair without using your hands, you may be entering what's called the functional decline zone. That means your legs, hips, and core muscles, the very ones that protect you from falls, help you walk, and keep you independent, are losing strength. And if they're not used, they fade faster than you'd expect. There's actually a name for this simple movement. It's called the sit-to-stand test. Doctors sometimes use it in geriatric assessments. Physical therapists use it to measure recovery and strength. And studies have shown that the ability to perform this motion without assistance is closely tied to life expectancy. In one study, seniors who struggled with the sit-to-stand test were significantly more likely to face health complications within a few years. Why? Because this movement shows everything at once. Your leg strength, your balance, your coordination, your core stability, and even your confidence. If one of those is slipping, your body has to work harder. Your heart strains, your risk of falling increases, and your independence can slip away faster than you realize. I remember a friend, Harold, about my age, always full of jokes, always moving. One day I visited his house. He was sitting in his recliner, and when it was time to stand, he couldn't. He smiled and laughed it off, but I saw the look in his eyes. He hated needing help. Within 6 months, he was using a walker. A year later, he barely left his house. Not because his spirit gave out, but because his strength did. He didn't notice the decline until it had already wrapped around his daily life. That's why I'm telling you this now. Because I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to notice early, to act early, to make a small change before it becomes a bigger one, and it starts with that one movement. Can you sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands? Can you do it 5 times in a row without needing to stop? If not, there's no shame in that. But there is a message. It's your body asking for help. It's saying, I need strength, I need support, I need a little more attention. The good news, you can give it what it's asking for. You don't need to lift weights or join a gym. You don't need to run or do fancy exercises. You just need to start moving again, intentionally, gently, consistently. Start by doing the sit-to-stand movement once a day, then twice, then 5 times. Hold onto the armrests at first if you need to. That's not failure. That's practice. Over time, your legs will remember, your hips will adjust, your core will wake up, and you'll feel different, stronger, steadier, more in control. That's the beginning of real aging well, when you stop ignoring the signals and start honoring them. I want to pause for a moment to thank you for being here. If this message is speaking to you, if something inside you is saying, yes, I've felt this change, and I'm ready to do something about it, then please like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. You supporting this channel helps us reach more people with real, useful, and respectful advice. We're not here to fear aging. We're here to age with awareness, with dignity, with choice. And this one choice, to notice how you stand, might be the most important decision you make this year. Because it's not just about muscles, it's about freedom. It's about still being able to walk to the window, to cook your meals, to hug your grandchild, to stand up when life calls you forward. And I believe you can. Even if you've lost some strength, you can get it back. Even if your knees hurt, you can work with them. Even if you've avoided exercise for years, you can start today. One movement, one breath, one moment of belief. The sit-to-stand test isn't just a medical tool, it's a mirror, a moment of truth. And what you choose to do with that truth, that's the beginning of something new. Let's talk about what causes this quiet decline in strength. Because losing the ability to stand from a chair without help doesn't happen overnight. It sneaks up on you. You don't even notice it at first. You might sit a little longer. Avoid the stairs. Ask someone else to grab something from the other room. Maybe you use your arms to push up just this once just to make it easier. Then, just once becomes every time, and that's how strength slips away. Now here's the truth. After 65, we naturally lose muscle every year unless we actively do something to maintain it. It's called sarcopenia, a fancy word for something very simple: use it or lose it. That loss starts with the legs. The big muscles, thighs, hamstrings, glutes, the ones that help you stand, walk, balance, and climb. When you don't challenge them, even just a little, they get weaker. And the moment your legs weaken, your body starts to compensate. You push up with your arms. You rock forward to get momentum. You lean heavily on a counter or cane. All of that creates stress in other parts of the body. It can strain your back, tighten your hips, throw off your posture, and it chips away at confidence. Confidence is a fragile thing after 65. One bad fall, one unexpected moment of weakness, one embarrassing trip in public. And suddenly people stop trying. They play it safe. They sit more, move less, doubt more. I saw this happen with my cousin Elsie. She was a powerhouse in her day, cooked for everyone, cleaned the whole house top to bottom, ran errands like it was nothing. Then one day she sat down on the edge of her bed and couldn't get up without help. She brushed it off, said it was the weather or the mattress. But after that, I watched her change. She started avoiding outings, stopped going to church, didn't want to visit her grandkids. She said it was too much trouble. The truth was, she'd lost faith in her legs, and that's something I don't want to happen to you. So let's talk about what you can do to rebuild that faith and the strength that supports it. First, understand that you don't need to train like an athlete. You don't even need to leave your house. All you need is a firm chair and a little patience. Let me walk you through a basic daily movement you can start right now. It's called the chair rise practice. Here's how it works. Sit near the edge of a firm, sturdy chair. Feet flat on the ground, shoulder width apart. Cross your arms over your chest, or hold onto the armrests if you need to at first. Lean forward slightly from the hips. Press down through your heels and slowly rise to standing. Slowly lower yourself back down with control. That's 1 repetition. Do just 3 reps today. Do 4 tomorrow. Add 1 more each day until you can do 10 in a row. This one habit strengthens your quads, glutes, core, and hips, the foundation of your movement. And it rebuilds more than muscle. It rebuilds trust. Every time you stand up on your own, your body remembers how strong it is. And your mind starts to believe it again. Now maybe you're thinking, what if I can't even do one? That's okay. Start with what you can. Use your arms. Try from a slightly higher surface, like the edge of the bed or a dining chair with firm support. The point isn't perfection. The point is progress. Even lifting yourself halfway up and sitting back down counts. Because you showed up, you tried, and tomorrow you'll do it again. Let me give you another movement that pairs beautifully with this. Wall slides. Stand with your back flat against a wall, feet about 12 inches in front of you. Slowly slide down the wall like you're going to sit in an invisible chair. Only go as far as you're comfortable. Hold for 5 seconds, then press through your heels to return to standing. This builds strength and balance, and also teaches your body how to engage the right muscles. Just 3 reps to start, then rest. It's not about doing a lot. It's about doing something. If you're still with me now, I want you to know something important. It's not too late. You can be 68, 72, 83, even 95 and still build strength. I've seen it. I've lived it. I've met people who thought they'd never walk without help again, and within months of small, consistent practice, they were moving with ease. And what changed them wasn't luck. It was a decision. To stop letting time decide. To start letting action lead. So today, make that small decision. Stand up once. Try the chair rise, hold the wall. Your future self will thank you. And if this message moved you, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Every subscriber helps us reach someone who might be sitting in silence, wondering if it's too late. Let them know it's not. It's never too late to stand again. Let's talk about how you can test yourself safely and track your progress from home. Because sometimes we don't notice decline until it's already happened. But with a little awareness and the right approach, you can catch these changes early and do something about them before they become a problem. The sit-to-stand test is more than just an exercise. It's a window into your strength, balance, coordination, and confidence. And it's something you can try right now, no equipment needed. Here's how to do it properly. The 30-second sit-to-stand test. Choose a sturdy, non-cushioned chair without armrests. Place it against a wall so it won't slide. Sit in the middle of the seat. Keep your feet flat, shoulder-width apart. Cross your arms across your chest. Set a timer for 30 seconds. When the timer starts, stand up completely and sit back down as many times as you can, using no hands. Count how many full sit-stand cycles you complete in 30 seconds. Now here's what those numbers can mean. Less than 8 reps. This may be a sign of limited lower body strength and possible mobility concerns. 9 to 12 reps, moderate strength, but room for improvement, especially if it feels difficult. 13 plus reps, good strength for your age, keep it up with regular movement and awareness. If you're under 8 reps, don't panic. That number isn't a sentence, it's a signal. Your body is asking for a little help. And with consistency, those numbers can and will go up. Let me tell you about Joe. A neighbor of mine, 76 years old, retired teacher, used to walk to the market every Saturday. Then one day he told me he didn't go anymore, said it just felt like too much. So I invited him to try this test with me. He did 6 reps. He was shocked. He said, "I didn't think I was that out of shape." But that's the thing, we don't feel it until something gives. A stumble, a sore knee, an off day that becomes the new normal. So Joe started small, 3 chair rises a day, then 5. Then 10, after 2 months he redid the test. He got to 13, and the biggest change, his confidence. He started walking to the corner again, then the store, then the park. It all started with one number, one test. One decision not to settle, and if Joe can do it, so can you. Now let's say standing without using your hands isn't an option right now. That's okay. You can do a modified version. The assisted sit-to-stand. Use the arms of a sturdy chair. Try to use just your fingertips at first. Focus on slow, controlled motion. Your goal is to reduce assistance over time. Remember, effort builds ability, and awareness builds safety. Here's a tip I use in my own routine. Set a reminder. Every morning and evening, I get a gentle alarm on my phone that says, "Stand with strength." It's not about guilt, it's about routine, because routine creates results. One more thing I'd like to share is a simple tracking method. The strength and stability log. Use a notebook, calendar, or even a sticky note on the fridge. Each day, record 2 things. How many sit-to-stands you did. How you felt afterward, steady, wobbly, stronger. Over time, you'll begin to see progress you can feel and measure. Because when you track, you notice. When you notice, you care. And when you care, you grow. If this message has inspired you to test yourself, to challenge yourself with care and kindness, I'd love for you to like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Not because numbers matter, but because your life does. The ability to stand isn't just about legs. It's about freedom. It's about choice. It's about saying, this body may be aging, but it's still mine, and I'm still in charge. So try the test, write down your number, and start the quiet work of rising again, stronger, steadier, and proud of what you're building. One stand at a time. Let's talk about what happens when this one movement, standing up from a chair, becomes something you do with strength, not fear. Because the benefits don't stop at your legs. When you rebuild your sit-to-stand strength, your life starts to change in ways you might not expect. It's not just about getting up. It's about what getting up allows you to do. Every stand builds strength, but it also builds belief. And that belief spills into the rest of your day. Let me show you what I mean. When you get stronger at standing, you walk into rooms without pausing at the doorway. Reach for things on higher shelves without hesitation. Feel more confident in public, knowing you won't struggle to get up. Spend more time outside, in the garden with friends, at family events. Feel like yourself again. You might not notice it right away, but the people around you will. They'll see it in how you move, in how you carry yourself, and most importantly, you'll feel it in your mood. You'll smile more, worry less, plan more outings, say yes to more invitations. Because confidence isn't loud. It's not about pretending you're 30 again. It's quiet. It's the feeling of getting up without help, of knowing that you can, and the truth is that one movement affects so much more than your legs. Let's talk about balance. A strong sit-to-stand movement trains your body to shift weight, stay centered, and react to instability. That's balance. Good balance helps prevent falls, one of the biggest risks we face as we age. And when your balance improves, so does your confidence. It's a beautiful cycle. Strength builds balance. Balance builds confidence. Confidence builds movement. Movement builds life. Now let's talk about breath. That might surprise you, but breathing is deeply connected to posture and core strength. When you sit tall and stand strong, your diaphragm can work the way it's supposed to. You breathe deeper. You get more oxygen. You feel more awake. Even your digestion can improve, because good posture gives your organs the space they need to function. So yes, even your stomach will thank you for standing up more often. Now I know what it feels like to doubt. To think that all sounds good, but not for me. I'm too far gone. I've slowed down too much. But here's something I want you to know, and I mean it from the heart. You're not too late. You're not behind. You're just right on time to begin again. Your body is listening. It hears every time you stand, every time you move with intention, every time you say, "I'm not giving up." And it responds, maybe not overnight, but gradually, gently, faithfully, because your body wants to stay with you. It just needs your help. So here's what I encourage you to do today. Find 3 moments to stand on purpose. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening. Make those moments sacred. Don't rush them, don't fight them. Stand with care, stand with purpose. Stand with pride, even if it's shaky, even if it's slow. Every rise is a victory, and every victory is a reminder you are not done. If this message speaks to something in your heart, if it reminds you that you still have strength inside you, please like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Because what we're building here isn't just a routine, it's a life. A life that doesn't shrink with age but expands. And it all begins right here, right now, with the decision to rise. One chair, one breath, one movement at a time. Let's take a moment now not to add more steps but to look back. Look at how far we've come just by talking about one small movement. Standing up from a chair, that's it. No gym memberships, no intense workouts. No big promises, just standing. And yet in that one act, we've uncovered something much deeper. We've talked about strength, yes, but also about independence. We've talked about balance, breath, dignity, and confidence. We've touched on fear, on resilience, on the quiet power of noticing, because that's what aging well is really about. Not defying time, but living with it, with honesty, with courage, with care. Every time you choose to move, even when it's hard, even when it's awkward, you are refusing to give up on yourself. And that matters. That's the kind of choice that shapes the years ahead. It's not about staying young. It's about staying in charge. And sometimes staying in charge starts with something as simple as saying, "I will stand, I will not collapse, I will keep moving." Let me tell you something I shared once with my grandson. He asked me why I still go for my morning walks, even when it's cold. I told him, because when I move, I remember that I'm still here, still me, still choosing. And that's what I want for you, to feel like yourself again. Not just surviving, but participating. Not just sitting through your days, but standing with purpose in them, even if it's one careful rise at a time. So let's bring it all together gently. Here's what I'd love for you to carry forward. Notice how often you use your hands to stand. That awareness alone is powerful. Test yourself kindly. Try the 30-second sit-to-stand test every 2 weeks. No pressure, just curiosity. Practice regularly. Even 3 to 5 chair rises a day is enough to begin building strength. Track your effort. A simple note, a quiet reflection. Let it be your proof that you showed up. Celebrate every small win. Not every day will feel easy, but every movement counts. And above all, don't let the chair define you. It's just a place to rest, not a place to shrink. You are not your limitations. You are not your number. You are not your pain. You are the person still trying, still learning, still showing up. That is strength. That is aging well. And that is exactly what we're here for at Glowing Age. If this video series has reminded you of your power, if it's helped you stand taller or feel stronger, please like this video and subscribe to Glowing Age. Every click supports a mission of hope, strength, and respect for the journey we're all on. Because aging doesn't mean fading. It means refining. And your best, most grounded years are still ahead if you choose them. So the next time you rise from your chair, let it be more than just a motion. Let it be a message. I'm still here. I'm still capable. I still matter. And that is everything. Let's end this journey the way we began it, with something simple, something quiet, something true. There's a chair near you right now. Maybe it's your favorite recliner. Maybe it's the edge of your bed. Maybe it's a dining chair you've sat in for years. That chair is familiar. It's where you rest. Think, read, watch the world go by, but it's also something else. It's an opportunity. Because every time you sit in it, you get the chance to rise again. And that rising, it's more than movement. It's a declaration. It says, I am still growing. I am still strong. I am still here. Too many people sit and stay there. They sit in silence, sit in fear, sit in doubt, but you're choosing to rise. And in that choice, you are separating yourself from the crowd. Because rising at this stage of life isn't easy. It takes heart. It takes courage. It takes a willingness to try again tomorrow, even if today felt hard. And I want you to remember something. No one else can rise for you. They can help, encourage, cheer you on, but the standing, the trying, the belief, that comes from you. So next time you sit, don't just slump down and forget about it. Pause. Feel your feet on the floor. Roll your shoulders back. Breathe deep. Then rise slow, steady, strong, and know this: you are doing something powerful. You're keeping your muscles alive. You're protecting your balance. You're guarding your independence. But more than that, you're proving to yourself, again and again, that you are still in control of this life. Even as it changes, even as your body ages, even as some things become harder, you are not powerless. You are present. And that presence is the foundation of everything we do here on Glowing Age. This channel was made for people like you. People who refuse to stop trying, who want to live these years with dignity, with movement, with connection. People who don't just accept decline, but face it with open eyes and strong legs. You are part of that story now, and we're honored to have you. So please, before you go, like this video, subscribe to Glowing Age, and share it with someone you care about, someone who might need help rising again. Because none of us should do this alone. We rise together, one chair at a time, one breath at a time, one choice at a time. This isn't just the end of a video. It's the beginning of a new chapter, a stronger chapter, a chapter that starts not with running, but with standing. And with that, I'll leave you in peace. Stand tall today. You've earned it.